with the owner of Tipsy Cow Ice Cream here in New Braunfels at Freiheit Village. This is Michael Chase. Thanks for joining me today, Michael.
Thank you. You can just call me Mike.
Oh, Mike. Okay.
Michael's too informal or too formal. I'm just Mike.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining me today, Mike.
Sure.
I love Tipsy Cow Ice Cream. I love the idea behind it, and I love the name. Tell me a little bit about how you came up with Tipsy Cow, or how did it come about?
It really started out as researching one thing, and it led to another, which led to another, which led to making ice cream with alcohol. That's really how it happened. I was researching one thing, trying to do something part-time just to make a little extra money, and that led to discovering making ice cream. I never really had thought about making ice cream. I always thought it was at Blue Bell or HEB, where they had these big creameries and things like that. So
right.
Never thought about making ice cream on my own. I just didn't even think that you could actually do it. Never put a whole lot of thought into it. And so that led to discovering how to make ice cream with alcohol in it. And then once I figured out that you could actually do that, it was like, the light bulb went off. There's nothing like that in New Braunfels.
Yeah.
And this was 4 or 5 years ago when I really got the idea. And I proposed the idea to my wife, and she's like, I don't think so, you're not going to do that, there's no way. And so we stewed on it for about a year, and I said, I really want to do this. And so I went out to Florida where this guy has a class, and he has an ice cream shop, and he gives you recipes, and you get to work on the machine and make ice cream at his shop.
Yeah.
And so I came home, and we ended up buying a small machine, and I literally made ice cream in the garage and worked on recipes. And we were giving it out to our friends, and then our friends started wanted to buy pints, and so we started selling pints, and so we raised a little money that way. And then by that time it was 2017, and so we were like, all these shops started popping up. So we had, Ray's was in town, and Zero was in town. So all of these shops, and somebody's eventually going to have this idea. We can't be a copycat. We have to be the first one. Yeah. And so we got open, and it was an instant hit here in New Braunfels. So it's just been a lot of fun. Gotten to meet a ton of people over the last 2.5 years, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, and Tipsy Cow, so alcoholic, being tipsy, and then cow being ice cream is made with milk,
cream, sugar, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I love the name. And so you opened up in 2018?
May of 2018.
Okay.
That's when we opened, and literally it was a hit from day 2. Day 1, it was just, hey, we're open, and we had a few people come in, but the second day it was Memorial Day weekend, so we had a lot of people that were at the hotel that discovered us, and so it was just, we got quickly realized that we were too small. The store itself was too small.
Where were you at first?
We were here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was here, but it blew up, and so we're like, oh my gosh, we're too small.
Yeah.
So that feeling you get when you're like, it's too small. But it was what we could afford, and it helped us get open. It helped us get our name out there. I had no idea how to use Instagram, and now we have almost 2,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're approaching 5,000 followers on Facebook. So I think we started with 200 or 300 when we opened, which was most of it was our friends. When we created the page and we invited them. So we're almost up to 5,000 on Facebook. So
wow.
That's our biggest advertising. Word of mouth and social media is the biggest.
That's so key.
So, that's what we do every day, is trying to, what am I taking a picture of now?
Right, exactly. I think that's how we all are. Like, okay, what am I going to take a picture of?
And it's not selfie. I'm like, nobody wants to see me eat ice cream, so it's mostly the products.
Right. And voted best ice cream in New Braunfels 2019 and 2020.
Yes. So that was one of the other goals of opening, was not just to make ice cream with alcohol in it. It was, I wanted to be the best ice cream that it could possibly be.
Right.
And so, we try to make the kid-friendly flavors just as good as the adult flavors, and they are. I mean, I enjoyed the kid flavors
Just as much.
if not more, than the adult flavors.
Yeah.
And not everybody wants the alcohol; they just want the normal ice cream.
Right.
And even the adults, it's during the week, most of the adults tend to go towards the kid-friendly flavors, and then on the weekends they
get
let loose a little bit.
Crazy
They
with
get
the
crazy.
tipsy.
That's right. And so, but yeah, that was always the goal, was to make the best ice cream that we possibly could. And we do that with if a flavor comes out, we've tried it, and we think that it's good enough to serve.
Yeah.
We've made some that was like, oh my god, this is terrible. We try to make
doing that.
We try to make a Long Island iced tea. That was probably the worst flavor
wow.
that I made, and it was.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is. I mean, it was all right, but
Yeah.
it wasn't great. We had a few people try it. It's all right, but
That was
I think
probably
that'd be
the
nice.
worst one that you
That was
probably-
one of the worst. Before we opened, I tried to make a Dr. Pepper chocolate chip.
That actually
And,
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, except I made it at home, and I tried to boil out all the carbonated water, not realizing that it's going to spray everywhere, and so the entire back wall and everything was coated in Dr. Pepper at the end of it, and it didn't have a whole lot of flavor.
Whoops. Yeah.
So that was probably the worst one I made opening, but since we opened, Long Island iced tea is the bottom.
Do you have customers ever request any types of flavors, or?
We do. We had a young lady ask us to make Big Red, and so we actually still have that on our menu right now.
Okay.
So it's really good. We also have done some Facebook contests where one of our customers suggested Southern Pecan Pie,
Ooh.
and so that was our #1 seller.
Wow, Southern Pecan Pie.
Unfortunately, we don't have it because COVID hit,
Yeah.
and they're not manufacturing whiskey.
Oh, that's the one you told me about.
Yes.
Okay.
So right now we're doing something similar, but not. It's maple bourbon pecan pie, and so it's got a slightly different. It's got maple bourbon whiskey in it instead of the pecan pie whiskey that we used. And we tried. Trust me, it's my wife's favorite. I'm sorry, we don't have it. They're not manufacturing it, and that's really what
It
made.
may come back.
We hope, because it was so good, and the whiskey made the ice cream. We tried it with different whiskeys and alcohols, and when people started asking, "Did you change the recipe?" and they're like, "Yeah, sorry." That's when I knew. I'm like, let's just take it off the board instead of trying to make it what it isn't. So right now we got a maple bourbon pecan pie, and that one's been pretty popular. But it's not Southern pecan pie. But then we also did a Super Bowl contest, and someone suggested lemon blueberry cheesecake, and so that one was kind of an instant success as well.
That's really cool. They do it on Facebook, and then
Yeah,
you
we do
try
it
it
on
out.
Facebook,
That's
and then
really
we get
cool.
whoever wins, we give them a pint. To take
Oh, that's awesome.
So we haven't done one in a while, so maybe we'll be coming around.
Yeah, around the holidays
That's
or.
right.
Awesome. So are you originally from New Braunfels?
No, I grew up in East Texas. We moved to Katy when I was in junior high. My dad was a coach, and we moved to Kerrville, so I went to high school in Kerrville. So
Okay.
New Braunfels Canyon were in our district, so they were bitter rivals and enemies. I'm familiar with New Braunfels. But then I went to Southwest Texas, graduated from up there, and started working at Schlitterbahn.
Which is now Texas State.
Texas State, yes. Still Bobcats.
Yeah.
Either way,
Bobcats.
still Bobcats. But then I started working at Schlitterbahn while I was going to school there.
Okay.
And got hired on full time, and so I've been in New Braunfels for over 20 years. So
Awesome.
this is home.
This is home. You said you grew up in East Texas. Where?
Huntsville.
Huntsville. Okay. I was born in Nacogdoches. My family is actually from East Texas as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister went to Stephen F. Austin.
Oh, okay.
So she went there for a couple weeks. So definitely.
Small towns over there.
And it's so different in East Texas just because of the pine trees. You go over there, it's like a totally different world. And out here, it seems like it's so open.
Yeah.
So.
I love all the pine trees out there and all the tall trees and all over there. And you and your wife have been married for how long? I know you have kids.
Yep. We were married 20 years back in October, so we just celebrated 20 years.
Well, happy belated anniversary.
Thank you very much. We were supposed to go somewhere. We promised her for years, and so we're like, oh, we'll do it for our 20th anniversary, and that didn't happen. So
Next year, 2021.
2021, we'll do something at some point.
Yeah.
But she teaches special education at Navarro Junior High.
Okay.
And she's the armchair director of operations at Tipsy Cow. That's her self-employed title.
Okay.
And so she doesn't know what to do for her.
There you go.
So
It's not much different from being your wife. I mean, us women tell y'all what to do all the time.
That's true. But when she does come in, she knows everybody that's in the store.
Yeah.
She's a very social butterfly.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
and then when they come back, they're like, "Your wife's not working." I'm like, "No, she's not working. She teaches." They work here. My oldest is a senior at Navarro, and my youngest is a sophomore at Navarro.
Okay.
They're in band and basketball, and they work in Tipsy Cow when I need them. And so
Starting them young with that work ethic
that's right.
and all those extracurriculars. That's great.
Gotta keep them busy.
Yeah. So I'm super excited. I have never tried their ice cream before. I'm gonna try some of the flavors, so we'll go ahead and get those out.
Okay.
Yay!
Go fast.
Okay.
So it's Bailey's maple bourbon. Snickerdoodle tiramisu.
Ooh. I am excited. This is my breakfast. Just kidding, I had breakfast earlier. So Bailey's salted caramel.
That's Bailey's.
That is so good.
It's one of our top sellers.
Top sellers.
This is the maple bourbon I will try next. It's got a smoked maple bourbon whiskey in it. Kind of a smoky flavor.
I can taste that. I love the pecans in there too. And yeah, I taste a little smokiness.
Yeah.
Love it. So good. And I'm not picky when it comes to ice cream either, so I'm gonna probably love all of them.
Snickerdoodle is next. It's got Fireball whiskey in it, cinnamon sugar cookies.
I gotta get the little cinnamon sugar.
Good. That's one of our wintertime flavors. Yeah.
Snickerdoodle. So
And the
good.
last one is tiramisu, and this is actually based on my wife's tiramisu recipe that she makes at home. And I really need to make that, so we took that recipe, turned it into some ice cream.
That is so good. And I love the chunkiness of it.
Yeah, it's got some of the Milano finger lady cookies.
Okay.
It's really good.
So good. This ice cream is amazing. You have to come check it out. Tipsy Cow ice cream over at Freiheit Village. You can follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook in this video, and come try their ice creams. They're open from 12 to 9 on the weekdays.
Weekday, Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday to Saturday we're open 12 to 10.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna finish this ice cream. Thank you so much, Mike.
Absolutely.
Yes. Bye.